Rise and shine, tribe. I'm Renee. Welcome to United Spirits Village, where we love up on ourselves and we love up on our community. So, how has your week been going? Mine has been fabulous. I've had a steady flow of activity, emotions, ideas, creativity, communications with people. I would say life has been productive and promising, and I've enjoyed it. Even, challenging times or when I have to get through a tough spot in communication. Just because it's tough does not mean it's not divine. It's always divine. My message for today is you have everything that you need in this moment. You are whole, perfect, and complete. You have everything. And the reason I chose this message, actually the message chose me, is because I've been creating stress for myself. Yes, I have. Thinking about, finances and I don't know. I feel like God said, Renee, just be still. Enjoy where you are. I've supported you in achieving what you have right now. Enjoy it and grow in this space. Stop seeking. Be where you are and allow me to grace your moments with what you need. So yeah, God told me that. So when God speaks to you, do you listen? God will always tell you, you are perfect where you are. Have faith and enjoy where you are. Now, if you're in a space where you're suffering, I do understand there is suffering in the world. I too have suffered. You have suffered in one way or the other. I'm not negating the pain, the struggle, and the challenge at all. We have everything we need in that moment to work through it step by step. So, yes, you have everything you need right now. So let's all give thanks and gratitude for being whole and complete where we are. We are worthy. We are divine. We've been gifted life in this moment. Let that settle in. I mean, doesn't that really feel good? That feels good to me. That is what sustains me. That is the joy I feel even when going through a challenge, even when I feel like crying, or if my emotions show up as anger or frustration. There's still in the center of me joy for being human in this moment, being alive to experience that. Can you relate to that? Can you relate to being in gratitude even for the challenges? Because in the challenges, there is room for growth. There is a lesson. And if in that moment you find the space is not comfortable, oh yeah, I appreciate that. I respect that you notice that. And that's where faith is so important. And if faith is not your go-to, hope that your situation can change, hope that you are strong enough, wise enough, able to change the situation. Yeah, hope and faith go hand in hand. For me, faith is knowing that I have everything, and if I've created this situation, I too can get out of this situation. I sure can, and so can you. I have faith that you have everything you need in the moment to change your circumstance. Now, pardon me. So there are things happening in the world, and I pray for those things that I cannot change. There are things happening in the world. I'm not there and to change anything in another part of the world. But my prayer can exude positive energy And I'm grateful. That is what I do in that moment. And then in my heart, I hold up those who are struggling, who are in pain and suffering. And please, I invite you to do the same. Prayer is so powerful. Positivity is powerful. Don't ever let that go. Use that. That is a gift and a skill that we all have to lift someone up, some situation up. If we are not physically there to change it, prayer is our go-to. Please let that be your go-to. And then in the moment, being grateful for this moment that we all have, no matter where you are, that is where growth takes place. Growth happens because we have choices to make. We have infinite choices in any moment, right? We can be still and do nothing. We can run away from it, or it seems like we can run away. Usually we don't. Sometimes I have run away through, escaped temporarily through food or Netflix or, tequila or cannabis or whatever, some prescribed muscle relaxer. I too have run from what I think is a situation that, doesn't feel good. It might feel hopeless at the time. And then when I come back to the moment, that situation is probably still there. So step by step, I have to get myself out of it with the choices that I make. We have this gift. You have this gift. And sustaining well-being, well, that's my jam. Sustaining that balance when I find it, when I say, oh, this is a good spot. This is a yummy spot. And I'm going to enjoy this. I'm grateful for this. That's where I feel like growth happens. I can sustain that growth. I can thrive and take on new challenges and adventure. So, I'm speaking in the abstract, but I definitely have changed things in my life by getting a hold of my thoughts, slowing down my thoughts, stop the thoughts from racing, because racing thoughts don't solve anything, but being in the moment and seeing what is and looking at my true options now, that's where I would say I'm at my best in any situation. And I know if this is true for me, it has to be true for you. If you are grounded in the moment, you see what is and what your choices are, potential choices and potential next steps. That is a good place to be. As I said, you have everything you need right now. And I have been depressed from thinking about the past too much. So the energy in the past, the energy in the past does not serve this moment. The energy thinking too far in the future creates anxiety. I have had anxiety by projecting what ifs. And those what ifs create anxiety because really we cannot control the future way out there. What we can do is evaluate our choices in the moment and go from there. This moment is all we have. This moment. Yeah. This moment. How is this moment showing up for you? How does it feel? Take a deep breath and feel this moment. What's going on? What's going on in this moment in your mind, in your body, in your environment? Whatever it is, it's okay. You are okay in this moment. Even if something's going on in your body, you're feeling pain right now, just send some love to that area. I'm sending some love to you for that area that causes you pain. So there's this quote that I read in The Science of Mind magazine. The Science of Mind magazine is a monthly magazine. It's so positive, metaphysical in nature, talking about the laws of God, the laws of the universe, the law of the presence, the law of now, what truly is energy. So here's the quote from today, one of the quotes. Walking doesn't begin with a step. It begins with a choice. You can turn fear into action and let doubt become confidence. Find your pride and let it fuel your courage. Turn tomorrow into today and turn today into right now. And this quote, quoted from Rich Gaspari. I don't know who that is, but wow, that is a great quote for this moment. So walking doesn't begin with a step, right? Think of little babies. Babies first can't even hold up their heads. They build strength in their necks, in their bodies, in their backs. They have to sit up first, right? And then they learn how to move their limbs and how to control their limbs. And eventually they start crawling. Unless you're like my son TJ, he kind of did a combat crawl and then he went straight to walking and then he learned how to crawl. But he still learned how to crawl, right? Before he could run, right? So if you have a baby or raised a child, pretty much the process is the same, unless, your child has different abilities, and that happens too. But each person comes into the world and grows in their own way, step by step. You're not just born into the world and then you're an adult making adult choices. These are step by step. So it doesn't stop even as an adult. Our processes to achieve are still one at a time, step by step. It begins with a choice. Especially as adults, we have the choice to control our thoughts, to control our actions. And no, we can't control everything around the world, but we can control when and where and how we pray. Okay. Turn fear into action. Wow. When you're fearful of something, dive into that thing that you're fearful of. Now that's a topic for a big discussion. Let doubt become confidence. Now, how does that work? If I'm doubting myself, okay, I've doubted my capabilities and my abilities. And I'll pray like, dear God, what skills do I have? What can I do? How would you have me use the gifts and talents that you've gifted me with? I don't even know what they are all the time. Can you help me identify them? Can you help me use them? And then whether God whispers in my ear around me or brings me to a certain reading, brings a certain reading to me, or sends me a person to, help motivate me, inspire me, and help me remember that you will be remembered. You will be reminded. Find pride and let it fuel your courage. Pride that, well, you know what? I am divine substance. You are divine substance. But wow. Thank you. Like, that's something to be proud of, right? It doesn't take a lot of ego to just say, oh, thank you, God. I'm proud to be of your substance. However God shows up for you, God, Goddess, universe, love, peace, unity, it's all good stuff to me. And so let that good stuff fuel your courage to show up and dive into those things that will make you feel good about yourself. Dive into those things that will create more health for yourself. Dive into those things that will allow you to embrace all the abundance that's around you. There's a lot of abundance, infinite abundance. How do you tap into that? You have to be courageous. You have to desire to tap into abundance. Abundance is around you, even if you don't see it. Yeah, it is. Just by nature of being God stuff, we have access to abundance. Excuse me. Turn tomorrow into today. Turn tomorrow into today. So, yeah, I want to think about, my money, how tomorrow How will I make money tomorrow? How will I buy a house tomorrow? How will I travel tomorrow? How will I be a better person tomorrow? And that isn't really helpful for me. I find being in this moment, enjoying it, making full use of all the riches and bountiful blessings is all I can do. And each moment leads into what we call tomorrow. But really, there's no tomorrow. There's only this moment. Enjoy this moment. So I've talked about that. Yeah, so you have everything you need in this moment. Give thanks. Hallelujah. Amen. Ashe. And so it is, because you are perfect. You are deserving. You are worthy. And the fit word of the day, destiny. Oh, destiny. Woo. Let me go into my internal dictionary. Destiny, destiny. Destiny to me is kind of like the inevitable. The inevitable will happen because it's your destiny. It is your destiny to live life as a human. It is your destiny to choose what's best for you. I know you will. It is your destiny to make choices and evaluate the choices you have, and then step into confidence, step into your choice confidently and try it out. Sometimes the choices we make are not the best, and then we have to say, oh, let me go ahead and do something different. You can't take back the past, so grieve it, let it go, release it. Thank you for allowing me, as a human to try this thing. I'm gonna try something different. It is your destiny. It's inevitable that you're going to make choices that affect your life. And I pray you make the best choices. I know you will become the master of your life. So maybe you already mastered it. You're the professional, you know yourself. You pray. You access God when you need God, when you need support, guidance, when you need to remember that you are love. You are love itself. There's one more thing. Oh, so did you celebrate Juneteenth on Wednesday? Juneteenth, I educated myself a little more about Juneteenth. I did know that this celebration was like the second second freedom, if you will. So right now I know freedom's in the mind. Even if someone holds our bodies in bondage, our spirits, our minds are still free to do as it wishes. So our minds don't have to be in bondage even when our physical body is in bondage. But in terms of Juneteenth, African Americans and people celebrated freedom from being enslaved, freedom from having their physical person controlled by someone else. And of course, it wasn't that easy, right? African American people were still in bondage and still traumatized and violated. Human rights were violated. So the celebration that, hey, Juneteenth, June 19th in 1865, I believe, is the day where folks celebrated their freedom, even though the Emancipation Proclamation was signed 2 years prior that freed enslaved people. That did not spread. That was not popular amongst people who were using people for free labor. But so I celebrated Juneteenth because not only celebrated this week, but I celebrated in life, because that, to me, unity ultimately is the goal. Unity of all people, all spirits. Freedom for all people, mind, body, spirit, is the goal. Collaborating with other humans to create better circumstances is the goal. And Juneteenth is like signifies that for me. Is the catalyst, or one of the many catalysts, to inspire human growth, human compassion, human love, human unity and harmony. And when I remember Juneteenth, I am inspired to be all that I can be in this moment, for freedom for myself, freedom for you, freedom for my family. I love my family. I have everything you need. I have my family. I'm not always in physical close proximity with my family, but my parents, my mom and dad, whom I love dearly, are well. I can pick up the phone. Technology is amazing. I can pick up the phone and say, hi, mommy, hi, dad. Say hello to my brothers, and love up on my sister, my nieces, my grandbabies, my son, my friends. I have a close circle of friends who've been around, some for decades, and I don't talk to them every day. Sometimes I'll even go a year. But in that moment when I remember the love of my family members and my friends, that energy fuels and sustains me. Do you feel the same way? If you do not feel that same way, if you're having strife with someone, what can you do to first be okay with that challenge? Just be okay? Going through a difficult time. You can cry and be angry, shout it out, pray. But just be grateful that something wants to emerge. There's a message or lesson in that strife, in that troubled time, in that challenge. And it's not to blame anyone. You know, Juneteenth is not about blaming anybody, right? Juneteenth is about celebrating unity, wholeness, the goodness and greatness of spirit. So remember that during challenging times, you are free, you are worthy, you are intelligent enough, you are creative enough to change any circumstance that you don't like. With the support of Almighty Spirit, in prayer, in meditation, in hope, and faith, you have everything you need. It is your destiny to do great things. I love you. It's 22 minutes. I just really enjoyed this topic, and I love you so much. I just feel good making these videos. I feel good that even just one person is listening. And if you listen all the way to the end of this video, that is amazing. I feel good that maybe you've been inspired, or you've been reminded of your greatness. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Also, if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, United Spirits Village, please do. What are you waiting for? If you do not know how to subscribe on your own, please have someone support you in doing that. And if you have to create a Gmail account, a Google account in order to do that, go ahead and do that. Learn how to do that. There are YouTube videos on that. And if I provided even just a spark of inspiration for the day, go ahead and like this video and share it with someone. And if you don't want to, that's okay too. Just maybe you'll just show up tomorrow or watch this video again. I love you. Have a lovely day. Happy Friday. Mwah.